Welcome to Hortculture, where a group of extension professionals and plant people talk about the business, production, and joy of planting seeds and helping them grow. Join us as we explore the culture of horticulture.
I suddenly wanted to start singing "The Girls Are Back in Town."
Woo!
But yeah, welcome to a girls only episode of Horticulture. We are doing, if you've not heard yet, we're doing some special episodes over the holidays and it's kind of piecing them out. So make sure that Jessica and I's episodes get more 5 stars than Brett and Ray's episodes.
Right. We want to make them jealous.
Yeah, we're your favorites. Even though we know Brett has this like very soothing voice, whatever. We're more fun, right? So that's what
we are. We're the fun ones. They'll never admit that.
We have the most hair of the group, so I feel like
that is true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Therefore, we are the best. But what if they're listening right now? They're a little offended. Haha. I don't care. Have you been eating too many sweets, Jessica?
Because, just yes. The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
I was trying to make some sort of joke, but it did not come out right. And I was going to say something along the lines of that. I have been eating gingerbread men for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Somebody offered me one yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, they're like, do you want a gingerbread man? Even though we already had some other sort of dessert. And I was like, well, yes, I have had gingerbread men for breakfast, lunch, and dinner since last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And today is Thursday. So that's almost a full week of gingerbread men.
There's never too much gingerbread men.
Right. Bring it on. Tis the cookie
season, yeah. And like, it doesn't exist. Like sugar intake doesn't exist on holiday, but yes, my best friend, shout out Victoria. Her thing is she makes a mixed cookie box for all of her friends and puts them in the mail. And so I pretty much eat some sort of cookie, blondie, brownie, whatever, just about every morning with my coffee. And then I'm like, just like a little sweet treat. I'm in that it used to be like after dinner, you have a sweet treat. And now I'm in the phase of every time I basically eat something savory, I have to have a little sweet treat afterwards, right. Which turns into multiple times a day sweet treats.
Right. We were sent, my husband has a lot of out of state relatives and they're very nice and send us like some gifts. And one of them sent some Kringles this year. Have you ever had a Kringle? A Danish Kringle?
I don't think so.
It's kind of like a Danish. That's like
to start, think Danish.
Think Danish. In like a wreath form.
So okay.
So one of his aunts sent us a 2-pack of that.
Okay.
And in the years past, I felt like they've lasted a lot longer. But I got home yesterday and I was like, well, there is literally like one tiny piece of the first Kringle left.
Mm-hmm.
It was also a gingerbread flavored one. Apparently that's our theme this year. And the other one was like a cinnamon one. And we are very pro cinnamon in our house.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know my children, those of you who do, my one son loves to douse oatmeal in cinnamon, like full layer of cinnamon on top of it. So we use a lot of cinnamon in our house, but it was cinnamon flavor. Like think of Big Red gum, right? Is that the right brand? Like that kind. So we've all tried it and we were all like, let's eat the gingerbread man one first. Because
which also has lots of cinnamon in it.
Yes, but we all thought the other one, they'd be all about, but
that's a smidge too cinnamony, huh?
Yeah. So
cinnamon has been my go-to. Usually I'm like a mint gum person. I love the flavor of, spearmints and peppermints and stuff. But man, I've been hitting the cinnamon lately. Yeah. Cinnamon out. Listen, did you bring back Altoids?
What?
I mean, I know they're not like gone. I know they still exist because I just bought them the other day. But I was like looking for a pack of gum and I was like, oh, Altoids. What? Why don't I do that anymore? So here we are. I'm just a cinnamon girly lately. Me and your kids.
We have it like this cinnamon syrup that's used for like baking, but also to put it like in coffee or drizzle. It's for coffee or drizzle on top of pancakes. Okay. Pretty good.
Okay.
So
once again, I say I would love to be a Besson family household because she makes all kinds of good stuff. Cinnamon rolls. Apparently they have cinnamon syrup. I mean, the kids get to chug honey directly out of the bears.
Oh, yes, that's a thing.
To be a Besson child sounds pretty top notch in my opinion.
They don't know how good they have it.
These millennial parents, they're doing it right. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of your fabulous kids, I heard that they had some wisdom and tips for how to garden and do gardening things with your children. I heard your eldest has some tips.
So that kind of leads into today. We're going to talk about like some garden things you can do with kids. And especially if you are a parent, and if this comes out when we think it's planning to come out, you might be stuck with your kids over winter break and need something to do with them. So hopefully this will be a helpful episode. But my oldest is 5, and I have already brainwashed my child into being a plant baby. Right. Like he is all about it already. And I asked him today, like, what should we talk about? Like, what should I share that might be fun? And 2 things he told me. One was a suggestion of like taking your kids out and planting hundreds of flower bulbs with them. And I was like, I don't think that's fun for everybody, sweetheart. That's just
But
us.
It could be.
But the other thing was he wanted to share this morning was he said, you need to tell the people that, and I'll put my finger up for those watching the video.
Yes, those of you watching
shook his finger.
This is good.
He said, you need to tell them you plant the plants and then you don't pull the plants up, because that's what Benny does, his 3-year-old brother. And he's like, but I don't pull the plants up, but Benny does.
Of course
so
not.
Tell the people to plant the plants and then not pull them up and let them grow. So very
reasonable ask,
that,
I believe.
Right?
Very
good
reasonable.
Advice.
Very good advice.
Very sound advice from a 5-year-old.
We tend to like the things that we plant to stay planted.
Right. Don't pull them out. He had an unfortunate experience with planting onions in a container that he was very excited about, because my kids are also odd, as in they love to eat raw onion.
Love it.
And his younger brother went along and pop, pulled them all out of the ground, out of the container. So
that my in-law have an onion story. So there was 3 brothers, 3 boys, and growing up, and they used to go to their grandfather's farm and help him with the farm chores and stuff. And they lived in like the city in Louisville. So they when they went to the farm, they went to work. And so there's a story about how they were supposed to plant all the onions, and instead, because they wanted to go do something else, they dug a big hole and they planted all of the onions, the whole stack of onions in just one giant hole. And then come spring, all the onions came up in, this hole, and grandfather knew what they had done and was very not happy.
Oh my gosh.
I believe the term they used was tanned their hides. So
yeah, I bet. That's funny.
Because it's funny. Yeah, right. Because like you can't, with something like onions, you don't know until it's too late.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Can't do anything at that point, which tends to be in plants in general. Sometimes it's just too late. Once you recognize it, it's too late.
Right. It's too late. Just let it be.
It's just gonna be.
And that's, something with kids and gardening. You just have some patience with it. Every time you take them out there, they're learning something, and you don't realize how much they're taking in. Like people don't give, I say this all the time, people do not give little kids enough credit for how much they take in and how much they know. Or like my kids will shame their dad about plant things now, like get on him, like shame him about getting too close to the flower beds with the mower, or like running over, things. But just be patient, right? Because like we were seeding some seeds this spring, and I had a spot that I wanted to put them, and the boys went ahead and helped me, and they ripped open the seed packets and threw them everywhere. Luckily they were like a mix. And so, it just kind of turned into a moment of like, well, this will be our experiment bed. We'll see what comes up, right? We'll see, what we can do with that. But not just doing like seeds with kids, right? Like starting seeds is always a fun project, right? You can do the whole egg carton thing and start seeds in there, decorate the egg cartons.
Seed
something
tape?
like seed tape. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, that's a great winter activity for kids. And not only is it like, oh, that gives them something to do, but they also are getting to learn about like measuring, right? Because we're like reading our seed packets. We're seeing like the spacing that's needed for those seeds. And then, you getting to use a ruler and mark on that paper how far apart they need to be. That'll work for some of your older kids, maybe your younger kids. They're just excited to help stick the seeds, on the
They just want to touch the
paper.
dirt. They just want to get dirty.
Right. Right. Other things like in the winter, something we're doing at our house right now, we have an avocado seed. We eat a lot of avocados, so we have it in a jar. Obviously 5-year-old, he's really into it, really dedicated to this. He's also the oldest. The middle one has drowned the seed several times by breaking the toothpicks off of it that's on there. But we put new toothpicks in it. And, if it fails, we have more avocados. And we're going to just try again. But it's something that they're like excited about to look and to see the change in it. Change. And like very simple things to show that too. Just, you can start some seeds on a damp paper towel or put them in little Ziploc baggies. And that's like a cool activity for kids to check. Like you can tape it on your window in a Ziploc baggie with like some bean seeds, put a little moisture in there, like moist towel, watch it germinate. And something so simple can provide a lot of entertainment or just something like really cool
to check it every morning.
Right. Yeah.
Like who needs Elf on a Shelf when I can have a bean on my window?
Right. There you go.
I love that. Yeah. I was trying to think there was something, something that you have said you've done with your kids that I just blinked. I was all excited about. I just
saw another one for like Christmas time that you probably will still be able to find after Christmas are amaryllises.
Oh yeah.
Right. Because they're fast.
Yes.
And so that's a cool one too. Like my kids have been really excited over those because they've been able to see them put out the leaves really quickly or they send up the big stalk. And, it's something, like I said, that you can see quickly versus like waiting for a long time. And they've enjoyed those.
I remember what it was that you were talking about, the avocado. I did a class one time on regrowing kitchen scraps, which is essentially like the avocado was one example. But another thing, if you all are like, people are like, I'm not an avocado person, which, you should become one. But let's just say you have an allergy, right? And that's why you're not an avocado person. Anyways, I've done that really successfully and really fast with carrot tops. Have you ever done carrot tops?
I haven't done carrot tops.
Yeah. So like, if you're using carrots right now, we had a ton of really wonderful, amazing carrots from our CSA over the past few weeks, and I've been using them up. But you can when you cut off the top, you cut off a little bit of carrot, like half an inch, like nothing major. Really, you just are trying not to get into that growing point, which is where the leaves are coming out of. And so you can cut that off. You put it in a shallow dish of water, just so it's kind of, think of like a petri dish, and you're going to put it in that like shallow little bit of water. And you actually will cut most of the greens off. If you still have your greens, you can leave a little stub, and then it'll shoot out new ones and come out with roots. Roots will form, and it's pretty quick and really cool. And then you could plant that in a pot or something and regrow your carrot. But even just the idea of that, it's something that will grow roots pretty quick, and they see like you said, they see a change, and they're like taking that in, that there's like life that can form, and reuse, recycle, reduce, all those types of things. Another one that's like surprisingly fast is pineapple. So if you're a pineapple family, you've probably seen where you can kind of basically just like twist the top off of your pineapple and then put your toothpicks on it and put it so that it's just barely into some water, and it'll grow roots so fast. It's amazing to me how quickly it grows roots.
Yeah, you can, and then you can repot. You can pot it, and then
I grew a pineapple from a re-pineapple from my kitchen scraps class that I taught. I grew that, and
they taste good. Because I have a coworker who does that too, and we've been able to have some of the pineapple that she grows.
It's not a thing that you're going to make money on in Kentucky, but it is a fun, exciting thing. The plant is not overly cute. It's
kind of vicious at times.
Yes,
it can be.
Yeah. It's if you've ever seen agave or like Spanish, what is it called? Spanish bayonet plant or yucca, any of those, and they have those real pointy leaves. It's not quite as intense as those, but it is something where, like, if you do have small children who are maybe a little bit clumsy or they like to touch a lot of things, then this is a plant that you'll want to put up high.
Right. I just like how to talk about the kitchen scraps or just general like propagating thing. If you're like already a houseplant lover, to let them have the opportunity to propagate things, or something that we are now propagating our second year. And again, this shows how my child is brainwashed with plants. And he talks to people about his coleus that he has. And people are like, what is this 5-year-old telling me about? But letting kids go to the garden center and pick something out that's reasonable. I say that because one point my son tried to pick out some yellow zinnias that were like $8 in a container, and I was like, "Honey,
no, honey, we can grow those.
We're not buying $8 zinnias." But he picked out a coleus, like a variegated green, pink, purple, one of those coleus. Love the thing. Obsessed with this plant. So I broke off some pieces and stuck them in water. Just stuck them in water, put them by my kitchen window, managed to keep it alive all winter, repotted it, slowly acclimated it back out. And it's huge. It's like bigger than he is, right? And so now he's obsessed with this coleus plant. And so now we've started again. We have them in like little bud vases, and we have them above the kitchen sink. And
that needs to be our Instagram photo for this episode.
I have a great one.
It's Bo and his coleus.
Of him and his coleus. Yes.
Because he waters it and like takes care of it himself,
he does.
Right?
He waters it and takes care of it. And that now, he makes sure that I am taking care of it now, right?
Yeah.
Because it's also
you don't have to get your child a dog. You can get them a coleus.
Get him a coleus plant.
Apartment friendly. No pet fees.
Right. Well, speaking of like pets, and this is something else I thought to mention that kind of falls in our horticulture world. Talking about like if you can plant like a pollinator garden, okay? Doing pollinator gardens for kids are awesome. Not only you're going to get like those butterflies and the bees and different flies and things for them to find and see that way. A lot of sensory things that can also go into those gardens. But we have been known in our house, which I'm sure my husband loves so much. We bring in a lot of caterpillars. I intentionally planted a spice bush to get spice bush swallowtails. And if you've seen those before, they're really cool looking little caterpillars. They look like bird poop. When I say they're cool looking, then I instantly say they look like bird poop. But when they're really small, they look like bird poop to kind of camouflage, or not camouflage, but to deter other predators. But as they grow, they change color, and they are eventually one of those caterpillars that kind of looks like a snake in a way to keep other predators away. They have cool ways of protecting themselves. They make a little bit of silk and they wrap the leaves around themselves. So they're fun for my kids. Both my boys would run out to the spice bush plant, which now they know what a spice bush is. They know what it looks like. They know like the leaves smell a certain way. They open the leaves and they would look for the caterpillars. Aww. And we left them out there as long as we could until they got to a certain size. And then we cut a few branches and brought them in our house, and we bought a very inexpensive insect cage, a bigger one, not the little tiny ones that you see sometimes.
They're real tall. Like
a tall one.
They look like laundry baskets to me,
yes,
like the ones that pop up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we just put them in there to watch them go through their metamorphosis, right? So depending on what caterpillars you're bringing in, they take different times or do for different things. Now, the classic and easiest ones I have found are going to be those monarch butterflies. And that has become like a really special thing because my boys now know what milkweed looks like, and they spot it. Like anywhere they go, if they see milkweed, they're like, there's milkweed, and they want to go check and look for caterpillars. And this past year, I think we ended up rearing 4 of them that we let go, and it was our first time that we did the tagging as well.
Oh yeah, so that's such a crazy concept to me. I'm like, this is a creature that weighs nothing basically, and you're like putting a tag on. How do you? Okay, sorry, I'm gonna get us off track for like a split second.
I feel like I'm going off track. I'm like
no, this is great. This is great.
Entomology thing.
What is that tag like made of, and how do you attach it?
It is a tiny sticker, and it is really sticky. It is very hard once you get it off onto your finger, like to be careful. But there's a designated spot on the butterfly, and they're more durable than you think, because you also have to think about like the ones that are hatching.
Fly.
Yeah, they're going like 3,000 miles to get to where they overwinter. It is completely wild, and they're bigger. There's summer monarchs versus the migrating monarchs. There's monarchs we see throughout the summer. They do their whole life cycle, and then they die. You know, they do their whole life cycle. Yeah. But the ones that hatch out to fly are like bigger, and than the ones that have been flying around all summer.
Are those different species, Jessica? Like the ones that are going to fly south, or
no, the same species. But
they just are like, oh, it's cold. Let's go where it's warm.
It's like the sunlight when they like that last generation. They're like, oh, hey, it's starting to get darker. Okay, this next caterpillar's, you know, when they're eating their food and do their thing and go through the metamorphosis, they like know that, okay, we can't stay here. We gotta fly based on like nature, the sunlight and stuff. It's really cool. But getting to do that with kids, like if you have a spot, if you don't mind some caterpillar poop, right?
Because little pebbles. It's like very tiny pebbles. Goat poop. It's fine.
If you can find enough milkweed, because they will eat and eat. But they're one of the cool ones, because like our swallowtails, they would like eat at night. So they just kind of curled up in their leaves throughout the day, and the kids would be like, where are they? Right. And they didn't like move around as much. But the monarch caterpillars, you can actually sit there and listen to them crunching. So we put them in the center of our table.
ASMR caterpillar style. We just need to put a little mic in there.
Right. And we'd watch them eat and then go in their cocoons, their chrysalis. And then everyone would get so excited to hatch out. And what's also cool about those, are very easy to tell the difference between a male and a female. Spots on the wings versus no spots. And then this year we tagged them. So we got the number. They have a special number on their tag. And then we submitted the numbers to the Monarch Watch website, and they track them. So hopefully, fingers crossed, ours made it down there. And if somebody catches them, they say they like will notify you if one of your tagged monarchs.
I was wondering, like, you know, what do they do with the tags? Are they going out and interesting.
Yeah, that's how they're making sure like populations are staying high, or you know how the population's doing.
Did they name them, Jessica?
They haven't named any of them so far.
Oh my gosh.
Because we really go like, you know, they have them there eating the whole time, but then as soon as they hatch out, it's kind of quick. We're like, because it's the same thing. The butterflies are like ready to go, right? So like once they're dried, they start really flapping around and like wanting to get out, and
they're like, Mexico, here I come, or wherever it is.
I worry that it's gonna flap out and get out, and then like fly throughout our house, and we won't be able to catch it.
True, very true.
So, but so cool. If you don't mind that kind of stuff, that is also really fun with kids.
And like simple, right? Like they do, as long as you get them their food, they do the thing that they're going to do all by themselves. Like you don't have to tag them. You can just, you know, I mean, tagging's fun because like you said, if they'll let you know how far it made it, if they catch it or whatever. But yeah, you don't even have to do anything that hard. You just, so cool. I mean, as an adult, I think that's cool. So like, that's a win-win if you get to do it with your kids and have fun that way.
Another plant that is just like so easy, and I feel like kids absolutely love, are just sunflowers. Or like if you need something easy, sunflowers and zinnias, planting those so fast, rewarding. You can do the big sunflowers. My kids ended up liking the smaller ones better. And then the whole thing of like, if you want to get the seeds out of there after to roast them and eat the seeds, that's also a fun thing to do. Same thing. Another easy thing that we all seem to grow. I say that like we all grow them, are because pumpkins, right? That you bought a pumpkin at the store, it rotted. It's gonna pop up into your yard, right? Very easy. It's the ones we want to grow and we spend money on.
Yes.
That get diseased and die.
Correct. Yeah.
The things that we just throw out in the cow field.
Yep.
we have like tons of pumpkins, but like doing simple things with those, like having kids, water
Roll
them
them
or
down a hill.
roll them. Yeah. Yes, all of our extra pumpkins that we had this year, we rolled them down a hill to see if they would go into our pond. So that was entertainment for a little while. But you can etch like their name on the pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
And as it grows, it like calluses over and their name is already like on a pumpkin. But those are like, super easy to
Microgreens are
germinate.
another one.
That's a good one.
Speaking of being inside and, maybe needing some activities with your kids, microgreens fast within a week, you're doing it. You're getting them hopefully to eat their greens and stuff. And, but every day they're going to see a change. And then within a week they can, make their first harvest. And it's very rewarding, I think, to do something like that. So, that's another really good one. To do with the kids. Yeah. They have fun with that. I've done that with some elementary school kids, and they got to do them in their classroom, and then every day they got to come in and check on their microgreens. So
yeah, that is a fun one too. Like, cause it's just so quick, right? Mm-hmm. Doing like different theme gardens if you have the space. So like, and I'm not saying anything big, right? Like,
yeah, like could be in a container.
In a container, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's like the pizza gardens or the salsa gardens, or I saw one that was like a chocolate garden where it's just, but you're like looking for like darker color flowers, or like there's like the chocolate mints or, different flavors. I've seen one where it was like a rainbow garden of where you do the different colors of the rainbow and try to like make it go in order, or an alphabet garden where people have like tried to like spell out like different plants. So this starts with the letter A and B, and go throughout. So lots of different ideas that way if you have like space to do a garden.
More stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them I love the idea of like giving them, even when they're like little. I mean, Bo with his coleus, he was like 3 the first time, like something like that. And so, they don't have to be that old. And then it's like theirs, and they get to water it and take care of it and check on it. And it's like I said, way cheaper and
responsibility.
Easier than a dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just like little kid garden tools. Like just so they can be able to assist you a little
elephant
bit.
Watering can. I'm sold. Like I personally kind of want one, like adorable.
Yeah. So like, yeah, little watering cans, little trowels, like the little garden sets for kids. Like they absolutely love those things. And just being able to help like any way that they can.
You just can't be like hyper crazy about it if you're going to have your kids help. Like that would be, I'd have to have like the kids garden and then my garden, because I'm a little bit crazy about certain stuff. So
well, I think that's why Bo unfortunately is already like, don't pull the plants up. These are the flower beds. We don't mess with certain things. Like he's laying down the law about
Bo's gonna have his own like garden beds out front of the house.
Yeah. He says he wants to be a farmer when he grows up. So he's gonna, grow veggies and I don't know what else. The other one says he's gonna have a farm with a lot of bulls and cats on it. So
yeah, and you're like, I don't know if you want a lot of bulls on your farm, buddy. Usually that's a 1 or 2 type of situation. But it's all right. He'll figure that out. He's only 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's other things like just like of like crafty things you can do with them.
Pine cones and just bird feeders and
making, and we did like some of the stuff with plant camp. Alexis and I used to do a plant camp together for kids, but just like making the pollinator houses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of sticks.
For like those, for like mason bees and things like that. Making like little stepping stones or doing the hypertufa kind of things with kids. they enjoy that. Of course, it's
We
like
did
getting messy.
The fruit and veggie prints, which is
Mm-hmm.
would be like a good indoor one. So, get the paint or ink of your choice. Probably something washable would be good. would be good. And then you just cut fruits and veggies in half and use them like stamps. And so, half of an apple, and they can use it, dip it in the paint, and then make make prints with them and stuff like that. So, and then, maybe you make a recipe with them. The other half of the apple gets to be a snack. So.
Be a snack. And thinking of like older kids too, something that like with 4-H that's really big, they have leaf collections and leaf prints.
That baby in the state fair.
That's right. So like my son in preschool got to do a leaf print, and that was they said they asked people to bring in two leaves, and I said, this will be the one thing that we will go above and beyond on.
Like this is where I excel. Thank you.
This is where I excel. And in that moment I was like, what do you need? What are these leaves you need? And this is like our one time that I was like, Bo, you're going to take 20 different leaves in, even though they asked for 2. Because I was like, I can get you different shapes, different sizes. We're not all just going to have a red maple leaf to, to do a leaf rubbing of. But that's, leaf rubbings, doing the leaf collections, leaf prints is another one.
Yeah. Is it this? It's the same concept as like the fruit prints, right? Like you're using a paint and then doing it, or
yeah.
Just but they can use a paintbrush with that, and they paint it onto the leaf, and then
kind of like press it. Yeah.
I've seen, granted, we know it's cold when you're listening to this, but I have future ideas. They can take some of those flowers and do like some really simple, like natural dye type scenarios. So they can do like bandanas or white t-shirts or whatever. And like pound the flower pounding, but you're doing it on a shirt or a bag or something, and, creates the print of the flower. You can also do with a bunch of petals, and this is a little bit more in depth, but just like, giving you some things to, get excited about for spring. But you steam them, and so like you will take, let's just say, a bandana, and then you will lay out your flowers, whether they're petals or whole flowers or leaves or whatever it is, and then just kind of roll up that bandana into, just like a little snake shape, right? And roll it up and then put it in like a steamer basket, on your stove, and that steam will release the color. And then you've got like these kind of really perfect prints. And so it's a lot less loud. I did the flower pounding with the kids one time, and I mean, they made some cool stuff and it was fun, but my head there was like 30 of them, in my defense, but my head was pounding afterwards from all the pounding. So, but yeah, those are options. And if you've got houseplants right now and you want to do it, if your African violet blooms, that's a perfect one that you can use. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah. Little leaves from in there and some of those colorful leaves. Ooh, that would be cool too. Like thinking if you're one of those people who has like crotons or some of those leaves that are not green, right? They've got some reds or black or whatever color. When you pound them, it's probably still going to be green. And so then the kids will get to see sort of how that works with it. But anyways, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, Jessica, obviously you would know with 2 small ones at home, but
well, I got 3, right?
You got 3, but she's plant ones.
Yeah, two plant ones. One, I'm just trying to prevent from eating like plants and stuff eating the plants and things right now. Just like
the immobile one.
Yeah, the immobile one, starting to scoot around. So now I got to pay more attention to
with
things.
The plant name, little magnolia.
Magnolia. Just trying to think of other things like that are also fun out in the garden for kids, like making like a little toad house or making a little, things like that.
Frog
to add
hotels.
A frog hotel. Yeah. Like, and then this is like hopping topic again, going back like with the caterpillars, but like also like nature, just naturey things like tadpoles. I remember doing that as a kid, like getting to watch them go through their life cycle, and having just a spot for them is pretty cool. Or doing I mentioned like the kind of the different themed gardens, but like the sensory kind of gardens, like if you're putting that mint or that other stuff in, maybe put it in a container and plant it, or, so it doesn't take over everything.
Just your reminder, mint will take over.
Yeah, mint will take over. But that can be a fun thing for kids as well. Getting to smell the different plants, getting to feel them, like you said, the lamb's ear. There's all different ones that you can do. The Arboretum has a great place that you can walk through. They used to, but I think they still do. A sensory garden kind of, and get ideas from that.
From it. Yeah. Yeah, I love their sensory garden. I personally also love a sensory garden because I'm that person who like walks through a garden center and like touches all of the plants. I'm like, oh, hello. And so, I mean, I'm basically a child in that way, and get to see what's going on. And yeah, take them to a greenhouse this time of year too, let them just enjoy we all find some, there's like studies about how like your heart rate drops and stuff like when you're around plants. And so, take them to a nice warm greenhouse. If you guys are feeling really stuck inside, then just kind of can walk around and look at plants and talk about what you're going to grow in the spring, and let them just kind of be around some green things.
Right.
That'll also be good for your mental health as a parent.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then this is me like channeling my Brett if he's like listening right now.
Shout out.
I've talked to like my kids already about like, we need to be like good stewards of the land, right? And about trees, and like tying in like books and everything that you read about, it can be something as simple as reading the Lorax with somebody who speaks for the trees, right? To like, there's more in-depth like kid nature books, that they can read. Like we have a great one that is a part of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library that just happened to be like, it's all the viewpoint of a tree, of like how there's this one tree, but like there's also a squirrel that lives in the tree, but because it has acorns, there's a squirrel, but then there's a bird, and it like goes through this whole like how many, things in the ecosystem depend on one single tree. Right. But it's like a nice, like little rhyming, story. But, in the end, it ties it all together. Like, oh, if they didn't have this one tree, then, all these things wouldn't be here. So, being able to take that opportunity with your kids and the importance of those things, and
read to your children.
So
then they'll want to read, and then they'll be super smart. We don't have to tell any of you all listening. We know if you're here, you likely read to your children. So
probably.
And if you don't, maybe you read to your dogs, and that's great too, because they like the sound of your voice and to snuggle with you and stuff. Or you just read and they get to lay in your lap, which is what I do. So well, cool. Well, that I think it was fun. Lots of ideas to do kind of over Christmas break, or things to look forward to. Or if you're making your seed tape now, something that, they can do and plant once spring arrives, and it's something to get excited about. So those are all awesome ideas, Jessica. Thank you for sharing them with us. Especially, I have now learned things about monarchs and tagging, and I'm very excited. I'm probably not going to do it, but I always leave them the milkweed I find them on out in the fields, and I feel like that's enough. So
Right.
Like, all right, fine, this can be yours. I was going to cut it, but okay, whatever. So I rescued a bunch one time in my high tunnel. I was like, you guys, like, this is not where you need to be.
You have to get out. You have to go.
You have to go south.
You cannot stay here.
What are you doing? You cannot stay here. I know. I'm worried I confused them a little bit. I'm like, it's not as warm as you think it is. It's not, I swear. Go outside. Go outside and play. Well, awesome. We hope you guys pick something up, whether you have kids or work with kids or have nieces and nephews or whatever that is, just like some helpful tips, and that you've enjoyed the episode full of hair and feminine wisdom and all of that good stuff. And of course, give us 5 stars because we're your favorites.
And we're better.
If we're not, lie to us. That's fine. I don't care. I'll take your 5 stars.
Just boost our ego.
Boost our ego. And you can also do that. You can follow us on Instagram at Hortculture Podcast. If you have any questions about raising caterpillars or, hey, what was that book Jessica talked about? I want to buy it, or where you get it and that kind of stuff. You can always send us an email as well. You'll find that in the show notes. And like we all get that email when it comes through. So we'll be able to get back to you on that. But we are so glad you were here with us today. And we hope you have a great one and you are not suffering from seasonal depression because you're just so excited for plant season. Have a great one.